I have been telling a story for fantasy, another world, and reincarnation themed yesterday. In addition to these 4 anime, there are anime that is very hype and eagerly awaited by many people, including me. This anime is titled The Eminence in Shadow, and it was just released on the 5th of October 2022. Let me know in the comments column if you like this new anime. Akane Nishino is a 15-year-old schoolgirl who had the trauma of being kidnapped as a child. She used to be a famous actress, kidnapped by fans who have been stalking Nishino for a long time. Nishino was almost raped by her fans, and fortunately, Nishino survived. Since the kidnapping incident, Nishino put her actress career on hold for a while. Nishino's mother told the driver to always pick up and drop off when Nishino was outside, including going to school. Then Nishino returned to her acting career during high school, although childhood trauma still haunts her. She had to keep her trauma hidden from others, as if wearing a mask to cover her fears. Nishino was also famous at her school because she was an actress, and Nishino always had to maintain a good relationship with them. But there is only one person she is very difficult to approach, Minoru Kagenu, the main character in this anime series. Every time they met, Minoru always forgot Nishino's name and changed her name to another name.
見た目はごくごく平凡。
おはよう、西村さん。
私の名前、西村じゃないんだけど、西野よ。
え？
私は西野茜。
最近寝不足で、うっかりしてたみたいだ。それじゃあ、西村さん。
西野じゃ、戻ってんじゃねえか！
Nishino hates Minoru because he never responds to Nishino properly and is always busy with his activities. Never mingled with other people, rarely talked to his classmates, and he just lived a life like a void human full of freedom. Then Nishino's driver was on her way to pick up Nishino from her school. But there is a mysterious car following the Nishino's driver from afar. In the afternoon, Nishino is taking a remedial class to catch up with the subject matter left behind during her career. Minoru still hasn't come home because he is focusing on his activities as usual. Then Nishino's remedial class finished at night, and she immediately called the driver to pick her up. Nishino was confused because the driver had not been standing by in front of the school since this afternoon. On the other hand, it turns out that Nishino's driver has been intercepted and beaten by 2 kidnappers. They have long targeted Nishino to demand large ransom money from her parents. Because Nishino's call was not answered by the driver, Nishino was forced to go home on foot. Minoru also followed where Nishino went, then suddenly, while Nishino was on her way, she was kidnapped by 2 people earlier.
ようやく聞きやがった。よし、さっさと運べ。
Nishino wakes up in an abandoned warehouse and is bound by these criminals. They will release Nishino if their money request has been paid by Nishino's parents. They had also sent a message to Nishino's parents, so it was just a matter of waiting for them to come to give the money. One of the kidnaps will have fun with Nishino's body. He knew that Nishino had almost been raped, so this kidnapper would make Nishino feel even more pleasure than that. When Nishino was forced to undress, Minoru came and disguised himself as a murderer in the shadow. One kidnapper had passed out and was seriously injured from Minoru's attack. There is only one kidnapper left for him to fight. This kidnapper is a former soldier and has a strong physique. The kidnapper also used a knife to fight Minoru and injured him. Because of that, Minoru also used a weapon against this kidnapper. It turns out that the kidnapper just realized that Minoru is the one who always beats up naughty motorcycle gangs alone. Not only that, Minoru has done a lot of fighting crime alone and always acts at night. Then Minoru beat the kidnapper sadistically because kidnapping a girl like Nishino. Then Minoru immediately untied Nishino and said, "Next time, please be careful on the way home." After that, Minoru just disappeared, and Nishino had not had time to ask the name of the person who had helped her. Then Nishino called her parents, called the police and an ambulance. Nishino was still curious about the figure of the murderer in the shadow who had helped her earlier. One day, Nishino would surely know who it was. The next day, Nishino met Minoru again, and this time he could remember Nishino's name. Nishino was happy that their relationship could improve, and Minoru also regarded Nishino's existence. She felt that Minoru was also living his life wearing a mask to cover things up. Nishino also guessed that the one who saved her last night was Minoru.
なぜかそんな気がしたけど、今はもう確かめようがない。
Minoru has been in the same class with Nishino for 3 months and is always alone to focus on his activities. Minoru really admires the figures of heroes in a story, and he has a dream to become a hero like them. He had always dreamed of becoming the greatest and strongest of all, so Minoru put a lot of effort into training himself. From morning, afternoon, and evening until night, Minoru continues to train physically, mentally, and focus. So far, Minoru has only spent time participating in various sports to achieve his dream. Minoru has always been a mysterious person, a loner, and just an extra character in school. Minoru has mastered all things related to martial arts, sword techniques, weapons, or tools commonly used in battle. He did all of this to have the strength that surpasses ordinary people. He had also learned to remember all the magic spells common in a story. Minoru thought that his delusions could come true.
More power.
From the beginning, he had always been obsessed with being the figure behind the shadows who eradicated many evils. But unfortunately, his obsession is just a child's imagination. Minoru had been trying hard all this time and couldn't satisfy himself. Minoru couldn't have extraordinary powers like those in a story. Yesterday he was still able to get hit by attacks from former soldiers. This means Minoru still has a weakness. Not only that, if Minoru fought many soldiers or terrorists with weapons, he wouldn't be able to dodge them. Even if there were bombs or nukes, Minoru would definitely die because of the power he had a limit. Lately, Minoru has been contemplating his regrets, and suddenly, on his way, Minoru is hit by a truck. Minoru died at 18, and this news spread everywhere. Nishino is shocked to learn that Minoru died in an accident and can't believe this incident. On the other hand, suddenly, Minoru Kagenu is reborn in another world, and his current name is Sid Kagenu. He took this opportunity to make his delusions come true. Not as the main character or the final boss, he wants to be the mastermind behind the eradication of evil in the shadow. He will make up his own story and thwart all the plans of the criminals with the power he has in this world. He used to regret that his powers were limited, but now Sid had extraordinary abilities. Mentally, in the memory of his magic spells he could still use in this world. Its existence will not be able to be destroyed because Sid is nuclear itself.
妥協は許されない More power が最強 I am